happened.
Buddhism in Russia.
I thought that it would be independent of me, this presentation, and I will read from my screen. But anyhow, it's possible also to use this one. So what about Buddhism in Russia? In Russia we have 4 regions where population traditionally follow Buddhism. So, okay, it is from the left to right. Kalmyk Republic on the Caspian Sea, then Tuva Republic, Buryat Republic, and Altai region. To this, but if we say about Buddhism in Russia, when did it come? If we concern the Empire period and Soviet period, it happened about 4th or 5th century AD, and it was the region of modern Tajikistan. If we say about the territory of the current Russian Federation, we could speak about Bohai state. Bohai state was a state this time of this existence. So from the 7th or 8th century AD, Buddhism appeared at the Russian Far East, and it happened on the territory of Bohai, and it was the Chinese Buddhism. Concerning people which follow now in Russia Buddhism, first of all we should say about Oirat people, that means Kalmyk people, who accepted Buddhism at about the Buddhism, especially teaching of Gelug tradition, I mean, the yellow Buddhism. It happened about the end of 16th century, from that time. And it was Oirat people who held His Holiness the 5th Dalai Lama to become the spiritual and first of all the secular ruler of Tibet. And so at this picture you could see statues of the 5th Dalai Lama and the Kalmyk or Oirat Bushihan, who helped him, and it happened in 1642. Oirats were Buddhists and they established 3 independent states in Eurasia. For example, at this map you could see this on the right, left high level, it is written Kolmak Turguts, and in center you could see from left also to right, Kontashe, Kontashe Elut. Elut, it is another name for Oirat people. And on the right lower side you could see Kolmak Kokonor. So 3 states were established, and they all were Buddhist states. What about Kalmyk Republic, which now is part of Russia? Here you could see this yellow marked territory. It was a territory of Kalmyk Khanate, which also followed Buddhism. So Kalmyks appeared in Russia at the end of 3rd of 17th century. They migrated from the South Siberia via Ural Mountains, Ural River, to Volga River, to Caspian Sea, and to North Caucasus. From that time and up to now, there is a region. It is in Russia we call it Republic, in administrative division, which population followed Tibetan Buddhism, as I said, from the end of 16th century. Here you could see a Kalmyk tent, and Caspian region is rich in Buddhist history. Here you could see the centuries when Buddhism covered Asia in a huge territory, and every time Caspian region was like one of centers of Buddhism, and the 3rd wave of Buddhism appeared there, as I told, from time when Kalmyks came to this part of Caspian region, and during the first wave it was Indian Buddhism, during the second wave it was Tibetan Buddhism. And during Mongolian dynasty of Khanids it was Indian Buddhism from Kashmir, for instance, Tibetan Buddhism, Chinese Buddhism. And if you say about Tibetan Buddhism, it was Kagyu, different schools of Kagyu tradition. Another nation which follow Buddhism in Russia called Buryat. Buryat live near Bhopal Lake, and it is also shown here which when Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism of Europe tradition was penetrated to this nation. And from 1764 and up to now, the head of Buryat Buddhist community has been the high spiritual person with the title Pandita Hambulama. So at this map you could see this Baikal region with temples which were established by Buryats. Another nation, there are Tuvans and Altai, people of Altai region. Tuva, what is interesting concerning these people, they are not of Mongolian origin like Karl Marx and the Buryats, but of Turkish origin. So we could say that these nations, Tuvans and which live in Altai region, they are the only Turkic people who follow Buddhism. What about presence of this nation within Russian Empire and then Soviet Russia and Russian Federation? During Tsarist time, the state supported Buddhists. For instance, here you could see the famous Kalmyk Khuru, elected after the war with Napoleon in 1917, when Kalmyk troops were among the first Russian troops which entered to Paris, and after that big bag they elected this famous Khoshut Khuru. And another one, it is also quite famous Russian city, Saratov city, which also was